Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down the UFC 324 fight, Waldo Cortes-Acosta versus Derrick Lewis, in a 3-round heavyweight fight. If you are newer to the UFC, this is a classic matchup, volume pressure versus one-punch knockout power. We'll keep it simple for beginners, but still hit the stats and the details that experts care about. Let's break it down section by section. First, the fight style interaction map, how these two styles collide. Waldo Cortes-Acosta, his primary style is a volume striker, high output to wear opponents down, and his secondary style is a clinch grinder, which he likes to close the distance and control and score points on the judges' scorecards. And Derrick Lewis, his primary style is a power puncher. He waits for the big moments and hits with heavy counters, and his secondary style is sprawl and brawl defender. He likes to stuff takedowns and reset to striking. The preferred phases they want to stay at in the fight is Cortes-Acosta wants mid-range exchanges that flow into the clinch, and Lewis wants explosive bursts at distance to land one-shot counters. And the phases they each want to avoid, Acosta wants to avoid prolonged open distance where counters land clean, and Lewis wants to avoid the ground where his control time is very limited. Now where their styles collide is in the pocket. Cortes-Acosta's pressure volume pushes Lewis into defense, but Lewis's sprawl allows resets to get back to distance. Now, the recent training at Silverback Fight Club shows Lewis sharpening wrestling defense to counter the clinch pressure. Now to the win funnels. These are the clear paths each fighter must follow to win. Waldo Cortes-Acosta's win funnel is to use forward pressure against Lewis's more stationary style and use sustained volume, exploiting Lewis's lower defensive output, and that should lead to accumulated damage for a TKO or a clinch-driven decision. And Derrick Lewis's win funnel is to absorb the early volume to bait overcommitted attacks and use sprawls on takedowns and reset back to striking range. And if he does that, that should lead to one-punch knockout of Cortes's forward pressure. Now here's what each fighter brings specifically to this matchup. Cortes-Acosta brings a high volume that exploits Lewis's low output in extended exchanges. He has strong clinch striking that targets Lewis's weak ground transitions, and he has improved conditioning that helps wear down Lewis over 3 rounds. And Lewis has explosive power that punishes forward pressure. He has strong takedown defense that shuts down grappling attempts, and he has experience in chaotic exchanges that benefit from wild pocket moments. Now for the vulnerabilities for this specific matchup that can be targeted. For Cortes-Acosta, he's got moderate defense, so it leaves openings for Lewis's one-shot power. His lower knockout rate risks drawn-out exchanges, and he has minor camp interruptions that could impact the late fight stamina. And for Lewis, he's vulnerable because he has low volume that allows him to be outpaced in decisions. He has poor clinch defense that risks prolonged control, and age and layoff may worsen pace over the 3 rounds. Now, the hidden detail that the numbers reveal for this is that Cortes-Acosta's improved transitioning from distance to clinch is sharpened by his recent wrestling work at Ultimate Combat Fitness. Now, that's versus Lewis's declining escape rate as he gets older, and why it's missed is most models focus on Lewis's knockout history and ignore camp-specific improvements, and it should appear like mid-round 2 as Lewis starts to fatigue, and it'll benefit Cortes-Acosta, allowing him to accumulate volume without repeated resets. Now, we ran 100,000 Monte Carlo simulations using real fight data, and Cortes-Acosta enters with a volume edge adjusted for Lewis's power and sprawls. The 3-round format favors the early pace and knockout volatility. The outcome profile is chaotic, which means high finish potential that could create major swings in the fight. And for Waldo Cortes-Acosta, he has a 58.4% chance to win, with 22.7% chance by knockout, 0.1% by submission, and 35.6% by decision. And Derrick Lewis has a 37.2% chance to knock out Cortes-Acosta with a 0.3% chance to submit him and 4.1% chance to win a decision. The most common finish window in the simulations was in round 2 between the minutes 2 and 4, and the outcome volatility score is very chaotic, so don't bank on that. And in the end, Waldo Cortes-Acosta's volume and clinch control should overwhelm Derrick Lewis in a 3-round heavyweight fight, leading to a decision or a mid-fight knockout. His win funnel exploits pace against Lewis's low output, amplified by the focused camp for wrestling. In the hidden detail, the transition efficiency limits Lewis's resets and secures control. If this fight flips, it's because Lewis connects early with power before the fatigue sets in. What do you think? Cortes-Acosta by decision or Lewis by knockout? Drop your prediction below. I read every one. If this breakdown helped at all, hit like, subscribe for more main event deep dives, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the full card series.